28th of April. Mass protests returned to Hong Kong 5 years after the so-called umbrella movement brought tens of thousands of pro-democracy activists onto the streets. At the centre of the unrest, a hotly contested bill that would allow extraditions to mainland China.
Hong Kong and China have completely different legal systems. This bill basically means the end of the one country, two systems principle.
Critics say the bill would greatly compromise Hong Kong's legal independence from mainland China, tightening Beijing's grip on the semi-autonomous territory. On the 9th of June, more than 1 million people returned to the streets in the biggest demonstration since Hong Kong's handover to China in 1997. Protests turned violent 3 days later as fierce clashes broke out between demonstrators and the police, who used tear gas, pepper spray and rubber bullets to disperse the crowds, leaving dozens injured. On the 15th of June, Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam apologised and announced the suspension of the bill.
I feel deep sorrow and regret that the deficiencies in our work and various other factors have stirred up substantial controversies and dispute in society.
The move failed to appease the protesters, who staged a mass rally the following day calling for the full withdrawal of the extradition bill. Tens of thousands took to the streets again for the annual 1st of July march to mark Hong Kong's return to China. Late in the evening, hundreds of young masked protesters broke into Parliament after clashes with police. Once inside, they tore down the portraits of the city's leaders, hoisted a British colonial-era flag in the main chamber and sprayed the city crest with black paint. After weeks of unrest, protests have shown little sign of abating. Rallies have been taking place every Sunday. Last week, a suspected triad gang attacked protesters in the town of Yuen Long, leaving dozens injured. Demonstrators criticised the police for taking over an hour to show up. Calls for Carrie Lam's resignation continue, as demonstrators say they will not back down until their demands are met.